Just very, very short background. Daytona was founded in April of last year, so less than a year, so 11 months now. And this time meaning like not Code Anywhere, but a new company, similar mission, but sort of different vision, different go-to-market, everything. We very much went top down, tried to help enterprises out the gate, and we're doing that fairly well, I think. But we still think that setting up development environments, and you mentioned it at the beginning, Brett, I mean, all of us are slightly older here. I remember when it was like super easy. You fire up your computer. If you were lucky enough to have a laptop, you had a laptop, they were probably this big, and you could just start coding and you could just like run what you coded. Like today is not that. Like that doesn't exist today, right? And so why has it become more and more complex? And can we solve this for large enterprises, but not for the individual developer? So we tried to do that, or we're trying to do that. So the alpha version of the open source project Daytona came out yesterday, and I feel it went well. I'm happy to have, like, you all have seen a bit of what happened on the internet. So I'm like super excited that people are excited about it.
That's awesome. Congratulations on launching that and open sourcing that. And I think for folks that are not in the know of or have never gone through launching something open source might underestimate how monumental of an effort that is to pull off. So first of all, heartwell excitement and congratulations to that, because it's not easy.
Thank you. We haven't slept probably like for the last 10 days at all. So still very tired. If I don't look at it, it's just like lighting that I bought just for this podcast. So
yeah. Red Bull stacked in the corner.
Oh, no, Monsters, the white ones.
6 of those a day will kill you. So make sure you only drink 5.
Exactly.
So Daytona, okay, so you existed before this open source. I remember your website had like a little sort of a beta invite form. What's been happening up until now? Like, have you been doing this in secret? What's been going on?
Oh, so yes and no. So not secret, like we've been out there, but you couldn't have gotten to the product without booking basically a call. Out the gate, when we started building Daytona, we already had design partners that people sort of met us through our knowledge or history of Code Anywhere and sort of asked, oh, can you solve this and this problem? And so the problem is basically the ability to spin up and manage development environments in a secure fashion for these large enterprises. So when you think of Daytona Enterprise, the enterprise product, it basically has 3 layers, right? So the top layer is the application security layer, where like CISOs and everyone is sort of very interested in who can do what and where is the source code stored. The second layer is on the infrastructure. So you help out DevOps teams in the sense of like all the spinning up and spinning down of these development environments and making sure they're cost effective, that they work, that they run. And at the end is the developer experience. So we try to get that sort of code spaces, one click, one command sort of magic, sort of to bring us back in time. In that sense, it's like, oh, I want to code. It's just like hit one button and, you start coding. And so basically we pulled out that developer experience part as its own product and open sourced that, and hopefully, give it to the world in the hopes that it will help people spin up their development environments. And so people think about this before. So people think about this as like a web-based IDE. It's not it. It's not a cloud. Even it's basically with Daytona, the vision is, and there are some things still missing. Vision is you type one command, Daytona create, you point to a Git repository, and you point to a target. A target can be your local machine, your home lab that you have, a DigitalOcean droplet, Amazon, whatever. And then Daytona goes out, it spins up that infrastructure, it injects the repository, it connects it to your favorite IDE, be it local, JetBrains, VS Code, a web-based IDE, whatever, creates a VPN tunnel, adds a reverse proxy that you can share with people. And so it does all these little things that when you're setting up development environment, we actually wrote an article about this. It's like 8 steps. It'll take you, if you're really good, it'll take you 15 minutes. Most people are not really good. I'm not that good. Yeah. It took me like 45 to get it up and running, right? And there's errors. And versus that, it's like one click, 30 seconds, and you're done. So long answer to your short question.
No, that's good.
Yeah. So the value proposition is accelerating developer engagement and onboarding within a team, within a project. If they're brought in to tackle some new items, is it like providing that canned environment as quickly as possible so that you can get to new code, new features, development as fast as possible?
it's on the edge of what the developer gets and what the business gets. So like the business, and actually I think that's why the open source is kind of very useful. The value that the individual developer gets is different than the value the business gets. And so the product, the thing that we sell, is focused on the business value. And that's a commercial product that we sell. But we also want every developer to have a fantastic experience and to, not be bound to a trial tier or a spinning meter. And so let's give them that. Also make it easier. So the, Daytona Enterprise is a relatively large enterprise application. Got Kubernetes. It's got a bunch of stuff. It's heft. It's hefty. And the Daytona, the open source, is a binary that has a server component that you can run, on your laptop or on your home lab. I've got a Linux box back there that I run it on. And I think the goals there are separate for individual developers versus teams and companies.